All right, welcome back to WMAC Now with your host Chuck Stevenson. So I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about Bellator 291 because it features 3 ladies bouts, and I haven't seen really anybody anywhere talking about any of these bouts, and I think that's a shame because the fights, the event's only a month off. We got 3 ladies bouts on the card, and that's really good for Bellator standards to have those 3 ladies bouts. And it's a shame. What's really crazy is that it's a European card, and it seems like the European cards, the ladies get put on more on the Europe cards than they do stateside. Of course, it's usually also all European fighters as well, so that might be why. But it's like, yeah, you treat your ladies in Europe better than you do the ladies in the U.S. I don't know. Maybe that's just that's just my observation. It could be wrong. I mean, I haven't actually looked at the numbers, but I want to take a few minutes to talk about these 3 fights because I think they all bring a little bit something interesting here. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the first bout is going to be at flyweight. Lucie Bertaud taking on Sabriye Sengul. Bellator is bringing Sabriye Sengul back. She only fought for them, I believe, once. That was against Denise Kielholtz 3 years ago. And they're bringing her back in. They're having her fight the Frenchwoman Bertaud. So looking at the stats here, Fireball Bertaud coming in at 4-3. Sengul coming in at 2-3, which makes that signing even more strange. Bertaud's coming in off of a win over Katarzyna Sidora 7 months ago. Before that, had a loss to Carla Benitez in Hexagon. Sengul is on a 2-fight skid. Most recently lost to Hasna Gabber at UAE Warriors 8 months ago. Sengul's the younger fighter, 34-37, so Bertaud's definitely on the wrong side of her 30s there. Looks like Bertaud's slightly taller at 5'6", 168 centimeters to 5'5", 165 centimeters. For Sengul, reach looks to be identical, 64 inches, 163 centimeters. I'm surprised Bellator brought Sengul back. She wasn't happy with what went down in the Kielholtz fight where she lost. Apparently it was supposed to be, according to her, it was supposed to be a kickboxing fight. Then it got changed to MMA last minute. And she really didn't want to do it, but it was either that or the fight gets canceled. And she wasn't happy about that and complained. And then she hasn't been back to Bellator since then. And I'm surprised Bellator's bringing her back because she has that losing record. Unless they're trying to still reach that Turkish audience, because Sengul's like a semi-celebrity there. I don't know. Bertaud is one of their French mainstays, but at 37 years old, Bellator could be looking at this as bringing in Bertaud to, the older Bertaud to, who doesn't have a great record herself, maybe trying to get Sengul a win, get her record evened out so they can keep bringing her back. Or maybe they're just setting this up because it's a European card and they needed European fighters. I don't know. Striking-wise, Sengul's pretty good. Her ground game's a problem. And looking at Bertaud's fights, she's not really a submission threat, so I guess that's a good thing, at least for Sengul. But yeah, this is just an oddball fight. But I like oddball fights, so should make for a fun one. Next up, we have Alina Kallionidou taking on Jenna Bishop. Bishop is a new signing coming up from LFA, which really don't see too many fighters move from LFA on to Bellator. Usually the LFA ladies go straight to the UFC. Kallionidou, she's, a mainstay in the Bellator European cards. I mean, it seems like if they go to Europe, they're going to call Alina Kallionidou, and she does okay. Looking at the stats on this one, Gunnar Kallionidou coming in at 9-4. Bishop undefeated at 4-0. Now, all of Bishop's fights have come within the last year and change. So Her first fight was like a year and a month ago, and she went submission, decision, and then submitted her last opponent just under 2 months ago. Kallionidou last fought for Bellator 6 months ago, defeating Kate Jackson via KO. Before that, she had a submission via heel hook just over a year ago. So, in the same amount of time that Bishop has had 4 fights, Kallionidou's had 2. Kallionidou is the much younger fighter in this one. She's 24. Bishop is 37. So she's getting into MMA late. Kallionidou is also going to have the height at 5'6", 167 centimeters, compared to 5'4", 163 centimeters for Bishop. Reach is virtually identical, 66.5 inch, 169 centimeters for Bishop, 66.1 inch, 168 centimeters for Kallionidou. So yeah, basically identical. Okay, here's the deal. Elina Kallionidou does not want to go to the ground against Bishop. She's going to need to avoid that takedown at all costs. Kallionidou's not bad on the ground, but Bishop is a BJJ ace. I forget what all her accolades are, but she does not want to go to the ground against her. I know she's a BJJ black belt, and I'm pretty sure she has like some really nice credentials backing her up. I just can't remember it off the top of my head. But Kallionidou does not want to go to the ground against Bishop. Now, if she can keep it standing, I have all the confidence in the world that she can beat Bishop up on the feet. Kallionidou's a decent striker. Not great, but has decent enough fundamentals. So this one could go either way. It just depends on who can enforce their individual game plan. Can Kallionidou keep it standing and beat her up on her feet, or is Bishop going to get her down and submit her? That's really what this comes down to. So the final ladies fight of the evening, and this one's up on the main card. Sinead Kavanagh taking on Janae Harding, and this one's at featherweight. Now these two ladies fought back in 2018, with Harding winning via TKO due to a cut. She opened up a nasty cut on the forehead of Kavanagh, and the doctors stopped it between the first and second round. It was a competitive fight before then, but I think Kavanagh was honestly getting the better of it in that one. So here they are rematching, like almost 5 years later. Looking at the stats here, KO Kavanagh coming in at 8-5. Hollow Point coming in at 6-6. Now Kavanagh's coming in off of a win over Leah McCourt 8 months ago. Before that, had that loss to Cyborg a year ago. Harding is on a 2-fight skid. First loss to Leah McCourt, got almost knocked out and then submitted by Triangle, and then later on, 6 months ago, she lost a decision to Diana Silva. Harding is younger by 9 years. She's 28 to Kavanagh's 37. Harding is the taller fighter at 5'9", 175 centimeters to 5'7", 170 centimeters. And Harding has the reach as well, 70 inches, 178 centimeters to 68 inches, 173 centimeters for Kavanagh. So I just got done watching that first fight again. Harding has that height and reach. She had a hard time using it, though, in that first fight. Like, she did okay with her kicks, but when it came to her punching, she really didn't have the pop in her punches that she needed with that reach in order to earn Kavanagh's respect. Kavanagh just kept coming inside and landing punches on her. But one thing that Harding did do, or one thing that she did that I liked, she threw a lot of standing elbows in that fight. Like, she'd throw a jab and then an elbow, and I'm pretty sure it was one of the elbows that opened up that cut on Kavanagh. Now, you can't obviously rely on the same thing happening again. So it'll be interesting to see what Harding switches up in this fight. Kavanagh, we know she's training out of SBG Ireland, like she always does. Now, Harding recently moved to New Zealand from Australia, and she is now training at City Kickboxing. City Kickboxing, the home of Kai Kara France, Israel Adesanya, and what's his name, the UFC featherweight champ, Alex Volkanovski. So she is in good company there in that one, really good strikers in that gym to deal with the power of Sinead Kavanagh. Who wins? I'm not quite sure yet. I'll watch some more tape. Harding definitely needs the win here. I mean, she's on a 2-fight skid and was actually removed from the Bellator top 10. So she's looking to get back into the rankings, get back on that winning track, get into the rankings. And it'll be interesting to see if she's capable of doing it. So there you have it. Bellator 291 goes down February 25th in Ireland. Got those 3 ladies fights. Let me know your thoughts on them in the comments down below. If you liked the vid, please give it a like. And while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe to WMMA Now, the best, most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.